Hey everyone, Tim Schofield here. It's time to do my full review on Samsung's latest flagship, the Note 8. And I've had tons of hands-on time with this phone. Even before it was released, I had hands-on time at the event. And I do want to give a huge thank you to you guys. My unboxing video on the Note 8 surpassed 1 million views, which I'm super grateful for. So thank you guys for watching that. But it's time to do the full review now. And also I'll do a little small giveaway for those of you that do own a Note 8. At the moment, so stay tuned later on in the video. I'll hide that somewhere in there. To begin, I want to start with design of the Galaxy Note 8, and overall this is one of the best looking phones out right now. Just holding it and pulling it out of my pocket every time, I'm still amazed at how awesome it looks with the minimal bezels and those two curved displays, similar on the S8 and S8 Plus. However, this one is a little bit larger with a 6.3-inch display. So definitely not for those of you with smaller hands because, first of all, that fingerprint scanner is a little bit difficult to reach when you are actually holding it normally. My pointer finger doesn't even reach up to that fingerprint scanner, so that's just something you have to adjust just a little bit, reach up, and then come back down to a comfortable position. Because of this, I find that I've been using the Face Unlock feature a little bit more, which isn't as accurate or as quick as a fingerprint scanner, but you'll see that was very quick. If you're holding the phone at the right way and you're in the right scenario, it will work very quickly and you can customize it. I will say the back of the Note 8 was also very reflective and also collected fingerprints and smudges very easily. So you'll see I did put on a slick wrap on the back of the device to kind of give it a little bit more protection, but also just eliminate all of those smudges and fingerprints. I'll link to it down below if you're interested. Down at the bottom of the device is where your S Pen is. More on that in a little bit, but it does have a push in and push out mechanism. And then of course you have your speaker, which really isn't that great. Not much more to say about it. It is a little bit below average. Don't expect anything too crazy. It gets averagely loud, but the sound quality is really not that good. Now you have a microphone, you have your USB-C charging slot, a headphone jack, always great to see. Over on the side here, on the left side, is where you have a dedicated Bixby button. More on that in a second. You have your volume rockers up and down. Up at the top, you just have your microphone and then also your SIM slot and micro SD card slot for expandable storage. Awesome. A lot of people will like the micro SD card slot, and then just the power button on the right. On the back of the Note 8 is that dual camera system. More on that in a little bit. Flipping it over to the front, you do have that earpiece. You have an iris scanner to actually scan your eyeballs if you'd like to use that for security, and also a front-facing camera. The Note 8 also has an IP68 rating, so it is water resistant and dust resistant. You can actually dunk this in water for a little bit of time and it will be just fine, which is great if you're outside. I don't find I'm dunking it in water, but if it's raining out or if you accidentally spill something on it, there's really nothing to worry about. And also it does have wireless charging capabilities and wireless fast charging capabilities, so it's just a little bit quicker than your average wireless charging. But again, when it comes to design, aesthetically, this is definitely one of the best out there. Here's just a close look at that those two curved displays and just how the content spills off the screen as it goes over the sides. It's just a really nice experience when you start to use the phone. Now, I will say it's also a very thin phone, which is pretty surprising. It is just kind of a taller, thin phone. Now, I do wish, personally, they made it a little bit thicker and had a little bit bigger battery. It has a 3,300 milliamp hour battery. The battery life's not bad by any means. I just think it could be better. Now, for me, I can get through a full day on the Note 8's battery. So, of course, it is very good battery life. You'll see here I have 39% battery life and almost 3 hours of screen on time. Moving along, this one's almost died. Over 5.5 hours screen on time, again 5.5 hours. So you'll see I get very good battery life, but just personally I wish they just made it a little bit thicker and added a little bit bigger battery to it. But again, it gets me through the day. I just need to charge it at night before the morning. The Note 8 has my favorite display on any smartphone right now, a 6.3-inch Quad HD Plus Super AMOLED 1440p display, and things look great. Colors pop. Images are great whether you're playing a game, whether you're watching a video. While you're watching videos, you can change the screen ratio so you can crop to fit and make it look even better on that display. And then of course you can just pop it right back down to get to that original display ratio. So things do look amazing on this phone. However, there are also ways you can tweak the display, which I want to talk about real quick. So first of all, you can change the resolution. You can go from 1440p, but you can drop it all the way down to 720p if you'd like to. This could help you save a little bit of battery life. And also screen zoom. I want to make note that I'm on small right now as opposed to larger, so you'll see things get a little bit larger, but I find with small, I can fit more onto the display. So I utilize that full 6.3-inch display. There's also a blue light filter as well to help some eye strain. If you'd like to turn that on, you can, and you can also schedule it. Let's go ahead and talk about that dual camera system on the back. And this is Samsung's first dual camera, and they went all out. They put optical image stabilization on both of the lenses. One is a wide angle lens, and one is a telephoto lens, so you can get up to 2 times optical zoom without losing any image quality. I do have a much more in-depth look at the camera on the Note 8. I'll link to it down below, so go check that out if you're looking for a little bit more when it comes to the camera. But I will say, again, one of the best cameras out there, actually just a little, with the dual camera system, a little bit better than the S8, and the S8 still has one of the best cameras out there. Now, I will need to test it a little bit more in comparison to the iPhone 7 Plus, which I do have, you'll see right there, actually wireless charging. However, this definitely stacks up to it in some early testing. Again, optical zoom, so if you're in the right lighting, you can just press this 2 times button and you'll see I am zoomed in completely on this notebook, and really great image quality. You can also use this little button to quickly zoom in and out if you'd like to, up to 10 times digital zoom as well, so they have that option if you want to go past that 2 times optical zoom. Whether you're in a good lighting scenario or a low light scenario, this camera performs really, really well. It has optical image stabilization to help steady the lens, but also just make it so there's less noise in those lower light shots. And then of course, here's just an example of zooming in. This is probably one of the favorite pictures I took in Chicago. Just regular wide angle lens, and then the 2 times telephoto lens. But just check over my other video if you want to see this actually posted. But this is just a great shot, and this camera is my favorite one out right now. After only briefly using the Note 7, I forgot how useful the S Pen is, and it has been crazy useful for me. Even just basic things such as making notes, just typing or writing something out whether I'm in a meeting, especially because you don't want to sit there looking like you're texting in a meeting. It's nice because you look productive, it looks like you're actually paying attention in the meeting when you're using your S Pen to write your notes as opposed to typing them on your phone. This is a very basic example, but the S Pen also has a translate option where you can choose a specific language to translate from, whether you're reading an article, get a text message, anything like that. And you can actually choose specific words, which is this T, or you can tap it again and it will combine sentences to translate. So all you have to do is really hover over the sentence you want to translate, and you'll see, how are you? ¿Cómo está? And then if you want to do a specific word, you tap on this and then you highlight the word, and como is how, hola should be hello. And it works really well. It uses Google Translate just like I use for this webpage. So this is a very basic example, but it does work really well. Also, one of the cooler options is live message that you can use, and I will show that off in just a second, but I did get this S Pen, this modified S Pen in the shape of a pencil at the Note 8 launch event, which I want to give away to one of you guys. So to anyone that has a Note 8, go ahead and click the Twitter link in the description, and you can go ahead and reply with a live message, which I'm going to show off right now, and just keep that chain going. And I'm just going to select some random person that replies with a live message on my specific tweet. So if I wanted to say, congrats, winner, or just congrats, I can hit done. It's going to compile it together, and I can send that in a tweet like I'm about to, in a message, in a text, in a WhatsApp message, and you'll see it just comes off as a more personal way to share something. There's also more an adult version of a coloring book, so you can go ahead and tap on it. And I find that the S Pen is so precise. It's very nice to actually be able to color, so you can hit start coloring, you can view other people's work, and also you can pinch into zoom on these coloring books to make it a little bit easier to actually make sure you aren't outside the lines, which I can struggle with sometimes. I'm not necessarily the best colorer, but you can change colors. You see you can color something in. You can also change from a pencil and tons of different brushes, different sizes, and just lots of customization options. It's just a neat little new kind of app and another way that you can use your S Pen. The Note 8 has a Snapdragon 835 and 6 gigabytes of RAM, and both of those coupled together make for a great experience, whether you're gaming, whether you're doing a lot of multitasking. You'll see I'm playing Alto's Adventure right here. And they do have a game tools option, so if I want to play a game in full screen that might not be in full screen, you can actually have that option. So you see when it reloads, you can have each specific app if you want it to actually be in full screen or not. And I have not run into any compatibility issues with apps not being able to run full screen. And you just swipe to get back to those game tools. As you can see, you can also have no alerts, hard press the home button, and you'll see it's looking just fine in full screen mode. With that being said, like I mentioned, multitasking is very quick as well. I can jump into the Play Store, I can go into a quick game as well, go back home, go to my recent apps, maybe load up Relay, maybe look at a reaction right here, go away, let's go back to our recent apps. And as you can see, just running through the UI, things are very snappy, things are very smooth. You rarely get frame rate drops whatsoever. And I've just been very happy with it. I think they're doing a better job at slowing down TouchWiz. TouchWiz has way too many customization options in my opinion. There's just too much in there. They still need to work on it and slim it down just a little bit. But I think that things are going in the right direction for Samsung, and you'll see RAM management's just fine. That game's still loaded up. I can just hit resume. Up next is software. First of all, having always on display is a really big deal for me now. I really like having always on display. It's especially with an AMOLED display. It doesn't necessarily use that much battery life. It shows the time, shows some notifications, the date, and battery percentage. And you can even double tap on the clock and get to things such as media control, so you can play, pause, and skip music. And then of course you have your home button, which is actually just a capacitive button down here that you can hard press and unlock. Now let me go ahead and use that fingerprint scanner to unlock the device. Out of the box, it runs Android 7.1.1 Nougat. It should be updated to Oreo, not exactly sure when. I'll do a video review of it when it comes to this device. But of course, it has the Samsung Experience, which is also known as TouchWiz, the skin over Android. Now within the Samsung ecosystem, Samsung's actually done a really great job with their apps. The internet browser is fantastic, so definitely check that out if you have a Samsung phone. It offers a wide variety of options. Just a My Files app, Smart Switch is great as well. And then of course Samsung Pay is by far the best mobile solution for payments. You don't just need NFC, you don't need NFC to actually make your payments. Just like on the S8 and S8 Plus, you have that edge screen option. However, there's a new one called Dual Apps, where you can launch two apps in a multi-window at the same time. So if I wanted to load up YouTube and Chrome, I can do so. So you'll see there's a YouTube option right here. I can go ahead and minimize a video, swipe it away, and scroll through YouTube and watch a video while I do something else, such as web browse. You can see Chrome here. And of course with multi-window, which Samsung's had for a long time, great multitasking option. And then of course, that's about everything I want to go into, because that's just pretty much the only thing different. You just have shortcuts to quick apps, and then of course you have news, sports, other ones as well. One I like to use is the Chase app and the Calculator app. Also on the side, you have that dedicated Bixby button, which Samsung has gone all in on because of course they integrated within their home launcher. You'll see here, you just swipe over, gives you some news, also integrated apps, maybe Spotify will give you a suggestion, and you can earn points. Now you can talk to them. They give you a full list within the Bixby app of things you want to do. However, you can also jump into settings here and turn off Bixby. So if you decide you don't want it, you'll see here, I can go ahead, press the button, and it's not doing anything. So they enabled that option. You still have the swipe over option. However, when you want to go ahead and say something, turn on Bluetooth. I just pressed and held that button down. You'll see here we go, it's turning on Bluetooth. Or you can just say, hi Bixby, turn off Bluetooth. And you have that option as well. Now Bixby, there's a bunch of different things that you can do. You can create tweets. So if I wanted to say, open Twitter and tweet, hey, this is a review video of the Note 8. And it will actually open up Twitter and compose that message in a tweet. So it can do things that Google Assistant really can't. It has better in-app integration. I don't want to go too into it. However, there's times to use Google Assistant, whether you're doing some screen searching or just other basic functions. However, there are some intricate functions that the Bixby button can do that the Google Assistant cannot. Now within settings of the Note 8, there's just so many ways you can customize the device. There's a one-handed mode. There's a theme option where you can completely theme your icons, your wallpaper, all that good stuff. In the bottom left, they added a button where you can now double tap it to actually hide your navigation bar within an app. So if you double tap it, you see that app goes into full screen mode, and then of course double tap it again, and it will lock that navigation bar within that app. You have finger sensor gestures, so when you swipe down on that fingerprint scanner, you'll see it will expand those notifications, and then you can also contract them as well. You see I'm not even touching the display. Really nice addition to that fingerprint scanner being on the back. You have more multi-window options and a ton of all of these. Just check out all of them. Smart Capture, Palm Swipe. You have dual messenger. You can actually have 2 separate accounts of the same app, so it will actually clone that app. So you can have multiple accounts if that app doesn't allow for multiple within the one app. You can even customize that always on display. Analog clock, image, calendar, world clock. You can set a schedule. You can always show it and just customize the information it shows. So Samsung has the best always on display out of any phone out right now. And overall, that's just about everything I want to talk about when it comes to software. So overall, final thoughts, the Note 8 is one of my favorite phones out right now. Definitely a top contender for the best phone of the year, 2017. That's pretty much it. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, click that thumbs up button. Be sure to subscribe as well for lots more to come. Like I said, when this gets Oreo, I will make a video right away. So lots more coverage to come in the Note 8 and other phones, including the iPhone X, maybe some comparisons. But anyways, thank you very much for watching. Have a good day.